Indonesian Music Expo.
Memulai gerakanmu untuk menarik semua mata. Lentiknya
Halo, selamat malam. Selamat datang lagi di World to Indonesian Music Expo atau IMEX 2021. Bersama saya Friska Aswarini.
Dan saya Nisha Ridania.
Dan selamat datang juga tentunya untuk teman-teman kami yang sudah bergabung melalui Zoom. Dan juga kepada penonton setia World to IMEX 2021 melalui YouTube channel Loka Suara Project dan Facebook Indonesian Music Expo.
Good evening everyone. Welcome to our last day of our live streaming program Indonesian Music Expo. Welcome our dear viewers in Facebook Indonesian Music Expo, in Zoom and YouTube Loka Suara Project.
Ya, betul sekali Nisha. Akhirnya kita tiba juga ya di hari terakhir dari World to Indonesian Music Expo 2021 dan tentunya kita masih hadir secara live streaming dari Nyana Tilem Museum. Bisa dilihat nih, di belakang adalah gedung museumnya yang menyimpan koleksi maestro Nyana dan Tilem. Tapi selain koleksi yang luar biasa, museum ini juga punya lingkungan yang sangat alami. Masih bisa kita dengar suara binatang di belakang, ada burung hantu, ada juga serangga-serangga, sangat luar biasa sekali sehingga nggak heran disebut hidden treasure yang berlokasi di Desa Mas Ubud, Bali. Nah Nisha, sekarang kita akan langsung aja menuju sisi lain dari museum ini. Itu ada stage, udah ada Mas Frankie dan juga our guest star
Nita
menunggu di sana,
Aartsen.
Nita Aartsen. Dan yang pastinya malam hari ini pasti sangat spesial sekali.
Iya.
Karena ini adalah hari ke-8, hari
Ya, hari
terakhir
terakhir kita.
dari World to IMEX 2021. Dan kalau kemarin kita sudah menyaksikan sekitar 13 grup ya, world music terbaik dari Indonesia yang juga bereputasi internasional sudah tampil untuk kita, kemudian juga ngobrol-ngobrol dengan para seniman, dan kali ini kita punya 2 lagi grup musik yang akan tampil di hari terakhir. Nah, siapa mereka? Kita akan ngobrol nih sama Mas Frankie dan
Iya.
juga Mbak Nita. Halo Mas Frankie.
Halo Mas
Mbak
Frankie,
Nita,
Mbak Nita.
Swastiastu.
Swastiastu.
Apa kabar
Welcome
nih?
to my museum. Oh, salah ya. Not my museum.
Oke, Mas Frankie gimana, sehat-sehat hari ini?
Ya, hari ini last day, right?
Yes.
Very excited. Time thank the time. Friend Simon once guest maybe is also here. The Chiro also, Chiro, and also Charlie from Netherlands, and many others, and of course our local media to Mas Hilmi dari Kompas dan Beli Arga dari Tempo, ya juga masih ada yang lain. Banyak many of our viewers from basically around the world are watching on YouTube and Facebook because they can maybe more relaxing, right? So they can drink, eat something like that. They
Alright.
don't want to be in the Zoom, but they are everywhere basically, you know. No, so I would like to welcome you all also. So yeah, today I especially put these 2 wonderful group for our like grand final because they're very special. One is Nita here, my old colleague basically. I know her since I was very young.
Wow,
Nita used to be my pianist when I was still active composing music for a movie. Wonderful pianist. Now she's a leader of a lot of band, you know, and then she focusing, not necessarily limiting herself on Latin jazz, but she has been exploring also indigenous song, you know, and making quite a very interesting arrangement based on indigenous song, Nita. So now this her appearance in IMEX is also very special because she gather musicians from basically around the world, especially those who play string instrument, and I think Nita the one who made arrangement, right, and also as a leader of the group during the performance, I believe, just is the arrangers. And these are group, musicians from India, from Nita, of course, will explain later. It's called String of the World. Yeah. This is the only program that the only group that involve foreign musician to play with them. So this is basically the platform, or basically the base that we want to pursue. So hopefully Indonesia will be the base for like what do you call that, intercultural music, what do you call that, expression. So we would love to have more exchange, you know, between musicians here in Ubud, because Ubud is the place for that. Since 1930s, we all realized that there were quite a few musicians, and some of them are very well known and very influential in the 20th century music. I mentioned, I think, the first day that Colin McVie was here in 1930s, and he worked with the Balinese musician, and he composed one seminal work. It's called Tabu-Tabuhan for Symphony Orchestra, and this Tabu-Tabuhan basically is almost like a translation of Gung Alit. So you're listening like a Balinese Gung Alit, but in the symphony orchestra. So this music later on become very popular and has a very strong influence for the birth of what's so-called minimalism originally, of course, in West Coast. Terry Riley is among them as the pioneer, and then until now, because of those particular piece, I mean, there are many musical genre in the whole world got gamelan influence in it. Yeah, even all the way to Björk. You know, surprisingly, Björk a couple years ago had a program called Unplugged on, I think, what is this? The main channel, TV channel, and it's called Unplugged. And she sang, and then with the accompaniment, completely the gamelan accompaniment. Yeah, that was surprising. But of course, also in jazz, we also discovered many influence. Even Herbie Hancock, you know, using sort of, you know, influenced by Indonesian gamelan in a way, not central, doesn't necessarily have central Javanese gamelan, but also West Sundanese, like Sundanese gamelan. Yeah, so there are many influences. Of course, the 20th century, in particular, 20th century music. Also, there are many, like Benjamin Britten was here at the same time in the 50s, I think, also got influence from Balinese gamelan. So this whole movement was called, I think, Pitamaha. Right. Actually, this is a movement in the painting more, but then also there are musicians also involved in that, because at that time Walter Spies is known as a painter, but he was also a conductor. Well, yeah. Walter Spies was here at the same period with Colin McVie. So they were working with traditional musicians. So this is why I chose in particular Ubud, right? Ubud, you can of course claim this is it's kind of a very interesting breakthrough in the 20th century music, started from here. Yeah.
All right.
So Nita Aartsen, and then the second part. This is getting more and more interesting. I will present the group called Bona Alit, but the leader called Gung Alit. Gung Alit is we can call this is what do you call that, multi-talented maestro. He's not only excellent gamelan, Balinese gamelan player, but he's also composer. But on the top of those two things, he's excellent instrument makers. This is the something rare, you know. So those three incredible, you know, musical field combined in one person. And later on, hopefully, we will see Gung Alit brought, you know, his instrument and maybe give us demonstration. So these are group that we present as our grand final for IMEX.
Wow, thank you for the share and the knowledge as well, the overview of our grand final tonight. So to open our togetherness, we will witness the performance of Nita Aartsen and Strings of the World. And as we know, Nita Aartsen is an internationally known Indonesian arranger, festival director, educator, singer, and Latin jazz pianist. Her music blends Latin jazz and regional songs. Aartsen has performed across the globe representing Indonesia, as she is also a culture ambassador of the country. String of the World consisting of many string players of various instruments from Asia and Europe. So, ladies and gentlemen, and our dear friends, this is Nita Aartsen and Strings of the World.
Malaysian Music Expo.
nerima bagimu pahlawan bangsa. Tajwa permata rona-rona neka warna
Music Expo.
Wow, that was an amazing videotaping performance by Nita Aartsen and Strings of the World. Wow, that was just so amazing. And Road to IMEX 2021 is presented by Directorate of Film, Music and New Media under the Ministry of Education and Culture of Republic of Indonesia and produced by Lokaswara. Right now we have Miss Nita here with us. Hello, Miss Nita. Yeah, we would like to get to know more about your musical journey and the Strings of the World. But first, we would like to know about what is the musical concept of Nita Aartsen and Strings of the World.
Okay. Before I get back to you, let me greet everyone.
Yeah.
Maybe good morning in America, good afternoon maybe in Europe, and good evening in Asia. Before I answer the question, I would like first to thank and to congratulate Frankie and IMEX. We met each other more than 30 years ago. He was the composer, I was the music director. So Frank, we are old. We're still back to back now to do things. Okay, I wanted to inform something that basically the leader of this group is Sharat Srivastava, the violinist from New Delhi. And this Strings of the World is basically also a festival which glue all kind of genres, world music, jazz, pop, and they glue between strings and percussions. So when you ask about the concept, the music is more about the glue of the instruments. So, and I only join, and I thank Strings of the World and Bapak Sharat to highlight also for the first time Indonesia. As you see maybe in the clip, I was one from Indonesia, and there is one lady also from Armenia, and then even from India, they are coming from several regions, like you saw the Rajasthani, great singers, and then also Sharat is from New Delhi, so they come from different regions, and it reminds me also how rich Indonesia is, because like India, and especially I come from Sumatra, so the most west part, which every Sumatran I think has Mongolian DNA mixed with Latin from Portugal, mixed with Celtic from Dutch, from British. So
Portuguese too.
yeah, basically representing Indonesia is representing the world, basically, because we are in the equatorial. So the concept of music is mingling, switching between east and west. This is the main idea. And I feel blessed that I can introduce, of course, in 20 minutes, we glue all the flavor, and for this one, I bring for the opening, this is a little bit from Sundanese.
Oh, Sundanese.
And they reply with the Indian do pa pe di do da do di ti, and then we just communicate. It's more or less is a little bit jam also in the beginning.
Oh.
We build the situation, and then when it comes to the solo, you can see like Igor later. Igor will be here also.
The guitarist, right?
Yeah, guitarist. He's representing Slovenia, but I think he has thick flavor of India also. So, and then he brings also his own character, his own flavor. And when it comes to my solo, I go across from Papua, Ido, Iyo, and then I go to Sumatra, to Borneo. This is Melayu, and then that's how it goes. Everybody can present, and the other support. This is the main, because Strings of the World is basically try to unite the world through strings. This is the main.
Okay. So, who is the main composer? I mean, who's the leader?
Oh yeah, for this opening, we put our ideas on the intro, and then after we bring up the composition of Heiko Dijker. This is, as you saw, there are two tabla players, one from India, one from Holland. So this is west and east also. And Holland brought, Heiko Dijker brought his compositions, I think, Flying Beyond. This is the intro. So the first one, we play his composition from Heiko Dijker, from Holland, the tabla player. And the rest, you see also some very creative and unique duo percussions. This is coming from my best buddy in Holland, Olaf Keus. He's doing all the body percussion, and the tabla player try to communicate also. This is. And I think the last one is composed by Sharat. Correct me if I'm wrong, brother Igor. Friendship Forever is as the closing. With the main is the string as the lead.
So, in terms of the Indonesian traditional, which tradition you bring the most to the musical composition?
Basically, I cannot really tell the most because at least in my blood is coming several tribes. So yeah, when I express, it's a mix between Malay, Arabic, China, even because I'm partly Portuguese also, I'm partly Dutch. So it's also coming more or less in one expression. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. Very rich. I think we would like to ask if, yes, we would like
to invite all of you if you may have commentary to us, and we have Simon here. We would like to invite you, Simon, to maybe give some commentary, and also at the end we hope you would like to give sort of suggestion to our event next year. All right, Simon.
Can I just ask a quick question to Rita? I see the performance was filmed in Mumbai in the National Centre for Performing Arts. When was that, and what was the occasion? Thank you.
Limited time today, so do you want to maybe give some suggestion for our event next year, IMEX 2021?
My suggestions. I mean, obviously, you are in a much better position to choose artists for the. You know, I'm no expert in Indonesian music, so I'm very happy, having seen the choice of artists this year. Very happy to leave it to you guys, or to Frankie and whoever's working with Frankie in selecting the artists. I think it's very good that there's been such a variety, because obviously, you know, different festivals around the world are looking for different things. It's not always the same thing that everybody wants. So, I mean, for me, I always enjoy more of the traditional stuff. But clearly, I mean, if that's mostly gamelan, it's very difficult to transport and export that music, and it's very expensive. So I think the fact that you picked lots of different artists, you know, some could go in world music festivals, some could go in jazz festivals, some could go in much more sort of, you know, indie music festivals, and nice to have that range. So maybe I guess what I would say is, you know, keep thinking along those various lines, I guess.
Thank you so very much, Simon. As you know, we need somebody to see us, right, and tell us what would be the direction that maybe it's good for us to go. You know, so that's what your comment is very valuable. So that I understood. Oh, this is how people, you in particular, look to us. So that's very important. So then we know what we're supposed to be doing in the future and which direction that we might want to go. That's very valuable comment. Thank you so very much, Simon. I really appreciate it.
All
Thank
right,
you.
Simon, we do hope to meet you in person next year.
Yeah, let's hope. Inshallah, let's hope.
Simon just spent a whole day walking, I think, in the countryside. So don't worry, we'll bring you to a place where you can walk for a whole day, Simon, next year here. There are many places that you might be able to do. I mean, you can do it here in Ubud.
I'm sure.
again. Thank you.
Yeah.
And you, of course, Simon. You have to visit the place where Benjamin Britten spends, time here in Ubud. That's very important too.
All right, Simon, thank you.
Rizka, I think
The colleagues.
And up next, we would like to invite Igor Besget as well. He may share some of
Angie,
experiences to us.
all good in Slovenia?
All right. Can you please unmute your microphone?
Yes, I'm on. Yes. Okay, here we are. Sorry. I think now we hear us. We hear us. Super. It's a great thing you do there, and it's a great festival you have there. Must say, congratulations.
There, because for sure you are more senior in the string of the world. Maybe you can tell us a little bit. I'm a new kid in the strings of the world.
Yeah, new kid, but first thing to say is it was such a pleasure for me to work with you and with everybody last fall in Bomba. It's about 1 year ago this event actually happened. And Strings of the World is actually Chandra Chivastava is a great musician and great brother and friend of mine and all of us. And he has amazing ability to connect people somehow, and his idea was to bring first all string instruments together. I think it was happening first time 2013, I think, but hopefully Sharat corrects me if I'm wrong. And then it was continuing every year. And it is a festival which was mainly going on in Delhi, India and around. And it is about, it's not a classical type of festival, but it's a gathering of musicians who come together and work. Everybody brings something and then we work on music and then we present the music to the public, and the beauty is everybody learns from each other, and everybody interacts somehow with another, and it's a wonderful experience. And last year, we could interact in that way together. It was wonderful.
I do hope that next year that you can come and join Nita here in Ubud,
Yes,
for
please.
IMEX.
We would love very much. I think I can speak in Sharat's name that we would love to do it in Indonesia. Myself, I've never been there, but it's a beautiful country. And when Nita says to me that how developed jazz and world music scene is there, it's I'm just waiting to see that, and we all are. Yeah.
So, Nita, you should bring him to Ubud next year.
See you next year.
Thank you, Slovenia.
Take care,
Thank
brother.
you, Igor.
This pandemic and everything will go okay, and the next year we'll be ready to do this together. So, big thanks.
Yeah.
Ubud, Bali, Ubud in particular, we've been doing a lot of ritual to kick out this pandemic. Hopefully, it will work. Us.
Nita said to me, it works best like you have it. I guess like this way. It looks like we can all learn.
Thank
Okay.
you, Igor.
Thanks, brother.
And we would like to
Goodbye. Bye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Ciao.
Thank you. All right, so now we have time for another Q&A. And obviously now we have Nita and Igor if you want to ask any question to them.
I think we might want to move to Juan, maybe. You know,
Alright.
yeah,
So
yeah.
we have Juan right
Oh, is it Sharat? Wait.
Yes, it is Mr.
Ah,
Shah.
there is Sharat.
Ah, brother, you
Ah.
finally. Ah, okay.
Okay.
Let me introduce you the leader of strings of the world.
Wow.
Go ahead, Anji. All good?
I'm good, Nita. How are you? Great to see you and everybody. Yeah. My pleasure.
What do you call?
Yeah, so it happened. Basically, I have been collaborating with Igor and my brothers in Slovenia and Europe with all these musicians. So in 2011, I went to Norway for a festival to collaborate with the Trondheim soloists, the orchestra from Trondheim. So the artistic director of the orchestra became a very good friend of mine, Steiner Larsen. So we were generally talking about, doing, so I just mentioned to him that I want to do my own festival, which I want to call it as Violins of the World. I play the violin. So when I came back to India, then I thought, this festival sounds like, only violinists. Let's have all kinds of string instruments in this festival. That's when I came up with this name, Strings of the World. And I called Steiner and I said, this is what I am thinking. And suddenly, I realized with this name, within a month, I got a corporate sponsor coming on board. They were ready to fund the festival. So that's when I called Steiner and he said, that's wonderful. So if you want to invite the whole orchestra, I can arrange funding from Norway. This is how the money we collected, and we put up a big show in 2012 for the first time in November 2012, where we had musicians from Europe, Norway, we had a musician from China. The idea of Strings of the World started where I wanted to feature all kinds of string instruments. So we did this
Festival then?
Sorry?
Annual festival?
Yeah, annual. So 2011, 12, 13, 14, 15, 4 years we ran this festival successfully. And 17, 18, 19, 17, 18, we missed out 2 years. But last year, when Nita joined us and Igor, we did a big show in Mumbai, then one in Delhi, and one in the hills in Himachal, near the Himalayas.
Hopefully, for your upcoming festival, there will be more Indonesian string player can join you. Yeah.
See, that's what I'm saying. This is a festival where even if you find the smallest of village in anywhere in the world and there is a string player, he can join us.
Thank you so much. Appreciate. And of course, we would like to have you here also in Ubud, so you can join our group. You're many other traditional musician also.
Yes.
Really working towards getting some grant and funding so that we can take this whole festival to Indonesia.
Wow.
Yeah.
I will give you all some good news.
All right.
Okay,
Thank
brother.
you so much. Yeah.
All the best, Bro
All the
Sharat.
best to you. Congratulations to you also. Yeah.
Thank you, Sharat. And up next, we would like to invite Juan to please give commentary. Hi, Juan.
Very
I'm
well.
good. How are you doing, Juan?
Fine too. After all these days working hard and experiencing this different kind of music, which is very interesting. So my congratulations for all the team, from Frankie and all the team, that you are doing a great job, a great work these days. And I would like to ask a little question to Nita, because in the band there are people from so many countries. How do you manage to for rehearsals, to share your ideas, and even to go on tour all together? How do you manage that? Because you live in different countries, so maybe it's difficult, but maybe you can find a way to do that.
I will answer, but maybe later Sharat can answer also this one. From my part, I already met Olaf Kus, the percussionist, and also Heiko Dijker. Both are from Holland, the tabla player. And then we, three of us, already share some ideas there. And then we did one composition of Heiko. And then we get also some songs. Basically, we play quite a lot, like maybe 13 songs. So we get some charts, we get some MP3, but the most interesting, and this is what I like the most, we are together and we express our idea, and wow, and the connection is great. We sit together. And there is also one Armenian song, very beautiful, coming from Rasla. So for me, this is also enrichment. So day by day, we're together. So we arrive like a few days before. We sleep in the same place. We eat together. We discuss. For me, this is nice because then we don't go instant right away on stage, and then we become really good friends. And then express and sharing and transferring. And I think for Sharat this is even more complex because he has to take care of everyone every year, different habit, different people, different song, different culture. So wow. Yes, that's more or less that's how we did it, a few days together in the same place. Juan, or maybe Sharat can add more.
So this idea which I had in mind was like before the festival, 1 week before the festival, all the musicians from their respective countries come to India, and we all meet up for the first time. You meet and greet, and you say hello to everybody, and then over coffee, and then there is no music written before that. In that 1 week time. So you meet up, you make friends, and you start talking, and then they build up their own combinations. So, like the Rajasthani folk musicians said hello to the Scottish. So they met up, they shared some ideas, so they went to one room and started preparing their set. The Norwegian orchestra and the Hardanger fiddle player started collaborating with me. So, in that 1 week, all the fresh music, original music is written, which is performed on the show. It's not like a band coming from Holland and doing their own act and that's it. No. The festival is about collaboration. You meet new musicians, you share your music with them, you listen to theirs, and you come out of your comfort zone to write new music. That's the idea.
Thank you, Sharat.
Thank you, Sharat.
That maybe it's time. Juan, I would like to hear your suggestion also for this IMEX. Which direction we supposed to be going for the future, or what we are lack of, or something from your perspective. You have been. I met Juan in many like festival, especially in Asia. So sorry. I would like to hear your suggestion. You've been visiting a lot of festivals, I believe. Thank you.
Well, I mostly agree with what Simon said. The variety of the proposals you are showing is very interesting because there are different kinds of festival that could be more interested in one kind of music or another. I also agree with him that I am more interested in the traditional music, but also in when music is played from the heart and not only for sales. You know, when musicians from different cultures, different background are mixing their knowledge from traditional music, from jazz, from whatever, doing something that they really want to do. That's the most important thing. Of course, I agree also. Indonesia is a huge country, a huge superpower in music. You have that treasure of music that is gamelan. Also, it's difficult to show abroad, of course, but it's something that the world can must know. So if you bring people to Indonesia, you can show also those treasures, which are, I think, very important. Is kind of something that belongs to mankind to have in one place that treasure. So it's important for all the people to know. So I think you're doing well. You're showing a lot of influences. You're showing as well the diversity of the different cultures, languages, islands of Indonesia. Well, I think you are going. It's going to be a very good success the next year.
Again, this is very valuable also comment, valuable insight for us, me especially and my colleague. And what you have been saying and commenting, all of you have been were heard by all the musicians that I brought here. Although they're not here, but they're watching this program on YouTube also. So these are very valuable, not only for me but for all of us. And I will hopefully bring your comment, your messages to them, to even bring it to even broader musicians. They are not here, not in IMEX this year. So thank you so very much. This is what I've been actually looking for. We want to hear what people say about us, you know. So that's very important for us to develop, to become more mature, you know, to to be able to communicate well with our audience within and so without our country. Thank you so very much for all your comments up to now. Thank you so much. Go ahead.
All right, thank you, Juan. And again, we do hope to see you as well next year.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure, for sure.
Pleasure, of course.
So, up next, is there any more question or commentary from the viewers?
Yes.
Oh, sure.
Hello. Hi, Chiros. Yeah.
I would like to ask Nita Aartsen if she, well, she plays in an international band with different musicians coming from different musical languages, as we have heard and listened to, and she's an accomplished pianist, you know, jazz, conservatory, classical music. Does she mean to explore in the future, I mean, projects to explore more the diversity of Indonesian music, to take to, as you are an international artist, to take to the forefront the different rhythms, the different instruments, the different nuances of the Indonesian music? Is it part of your maybe future project to explore and to take more of Indonesian variety to the forefront, to the world stage?
Zero, that's a very good question. Go ahead, Nita.
Grazie. I work a lot with Italian musicians, and every year I go to perform there. I love to go there, especially to eat there.
To Perugia, maybe? Perugia has a wonderful jazz festival there.
Yes. Okay, so basically I came from performing artists, mostly in the beginning classical, because I was state pianist, and then when I finished and accomplished jazz conservatory. And then since 7 years ago, I become partner with government, become culture ambassador. So I bring every year traditional music and traditional musicians. So like last year I brought 15 people from Toba, if you know Lake Toba, from Toba tribe. And then this year I supposed to bring a very interesting group from Jakarta, like 40 musicians. They are Lenong, so they play drama, martial art, music, singing, and yeah, we call it like almost like opera, but Jakarta opera, something like that. And yeah, not lucky this year, but maybe hopefully next year. So for the last 7 years, I've been traveling around and also almost every year to America, and mostly to bring from Flores, because then also we have this tourism project Komodo, then also beautiful music native from Flores. We try to bring also overseas. And some festivals is like Rotterdam World Music Festival. I'm one of the curator to bring them. So my background as a jazz musician helps me a lot also to get to know a lot of platforms. Some of them, they let us to play ethno jazz. So let's say like this year, Java Jazz, I brought 25 European musicians to play in Java Jazz, and everyone is allowed to contribute their folklore music. Very interesting. One from Slovakia, one from Polandia, Hungary. Then I'm also able to catch what it is. And then from Indonesia side, also I brought kendang from Bali, and then Jali Jali, this is from Jakarta. So a lot of mix for the last 7 years. And some can stand alone as traditional music, but a collaboration is my more specialty. So the folklore bounce between some countries. So like in the Java Jazz, they also let us to let me bring some kora player and also accordion player, some the didgeridoo player. So it becomes, that's also my mission to put all the world through music, because as we know, I'm sorry for my language, maybe too many bullshits going on right now. So I think through music, through music we can just...
You mean political bullshit?
Yeah, we can
make it clear.
Yeah, we can cross all the boundaries. And even if I may share, last time I put the Ireland musicians with the UK, with the England. So I say, hey, here you don't fight, right? Through music you can really communicate. So for me this is interesting, and yes, to answer your question, that's my main interest, to develop more and more, which I've been started since 7 years ago. In fact, for the last 3 years I organized folklore festivals in Bali, in Ubud. It's called Festival Tepi Sawah. It's all from Sumatra to the east part of Indonesia. This is completely folklore, so each stage is just with their main tribe or type of music. But like in general, in Jakarta we do more fuse, like India with Indonesia. And upcoming project, my project is Caribbean Indonesia. I think it's also quite interesting because they're quite tribal also, like us. Like that, Shiro.
Hello?
All right, Shiro, do you have any more comments?
Great.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Ichiro, we would like to hear, since you've been with us for many days or so, maybe later on we would like to hear, but later on after the second session, your suggestion for IMEX later. Okay. Please stick around. Maybe now we have to move on to the second part of the program. Thank you. Gracias.
Right. Mille grazie.
Or maybe for the last, Nita, how do you see the prospect of Indonesia as the place where many musicians from all over the world coming together here, gather and do something like collaboration? How do you see that prospect?
Yes. Let's see from the very moment now. Like I realize a lot of places not as lucky as us. Here, music is going on 7 nights a week, and you know, so since long time, especially Ubud is really a gathering, yeah, Mas Frankie, a gathering place, a melting
It's a
pot
hub.
for, yeah, it's a hub for everyone. So this is already has the habit, this place. And yeah, when pandemic is over, of course everybody can, I see that as a very big potential, and it's already going on. I think it should be more and more world music festival here, involving all over the world tribes, like what the plan of Frankie in IMEX next year.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Nita.
Yes.
I personally want to give applause to you.
Oh,
Yeah, obviously,
terima kasih.
as an Indonesian, we all proud of Nita Aartsen. Thank you so much.
Hopefully I can be better next time,
Hopefully, we
more and more.
Yeah. And up next, we will witness another outstanding performances. This time from Bona Alit. And Bona Alit is an internationally known Balinese world music group led by highly talented musician instrument maker, namely Gung Alit. Their music is heavily based on the dynamic Balinese traditional music. Yet, Bona Alit also incorporates musical ideas and instruments from Western music. Many of their albums, such as Kisi Kisi, have been well received in Bali and beyond. Bona Alit has also performed extensively abroad. So, dear viewers, this is Bona Alit.
Indonesian Music Expo.
was an amazing video performance by Bona Alit. Right now we have Mr. Gung Alit as the leader of Bona Alit. Halo Pak, apa kabar Pak?
Baik, baik.
Iya.
Terima
Kita
kasih.
boleh cerita ya tentang grup Bona Alit ini. Grup Bona Alit sendiri itu udah berdiri berapa lama ya Pak?
Kami mulai berdiri di tahun 1993.
1990.
Ica belum lahir dong berarti.
Iya belum. Kecepatan 3 tahun. Boleh diceritakan Pak, grup Bona Alit itu memainkan musik yang seperti apa?
Sebenarnya basic kami dari kecil itu tradisional banget.
Tradisional.
Bahkan yang paling tradisi sekali, memang itu sudah basic dari kelahiran, dari orang tua, dari keturunan, dimana kalau mungkin Mbak pernah mendengar yang namanya kecak, itu kecak
ya.
Bona itu ya, itu maestronya ya bapak saya sendiri. Jadi kita mulai tumbuh kembang dari tahun itu. Mungkin sifat-sifat seniman juga, mungkin ada semacam sedikit kejenuhan, mungkin itu kan sifat-sifat normatif di dalam tubuh manusia ya. Jadi kita mulai dari situlah mengembangkan sesuatu, karena kami punya konsep dua, yaitu berproduksi dan berinovasi. Jadi tumbuhlah Bona Alit seperti sekarang ini.
Maybe we could translate
sure.
for the international audience.
Gung Alit said that Bona Alit was founded in 1993, and Bona Alit plays traditional instruments as well as music. He said that he played traditional music and instrument and be familiar with the tradition of Bali since he was child. Because to be frank, even his family is very close to the tradition, and his father was the maestro of kecak dance from Bona village. So this is quite interesting because all the family members are artists.
Berarti grup Bona Alit sendiri biasanya main di acara-acara seperti apa ya Pak?
Kalau kita mengkhususkan di special event, jadi kita tidak mengambil sebuah pekerjaan yang bersifat reguler, tidak. Jadi kita event-event tertentu saja. Boleh kami kasih contoh,
Ya,
seperti dulu di Bali kita punya Miss World, nah di sana kita handle. Terus ada meeting-meeting summit, ada pertemuan-pertemuan dunia, kadang-kadang ya peresmian dan lain sebagainya. Ya itu aja yang kita.
Acara seremonial.
Iya seremonial, wedding juga.
Wedding juga.
Kalau misalnya dalam ritual-ritual di daerah juga apakah tampil gitu Pak ya?
Oh tetap
ya?
Itu kami sudah mengkonsepkan itu. Istilah Balinya di mana kita harus ngayah dan di mana kita harus berhitung. Nah itu jelas. Jadi secara tradisional yang paling tradisi sekali kan ada instrumen selonding. Nah itu tetap kita ngayah di beberapa tempat, di pura-pura, di luar desa, dimanapun ada upacara. Dan itu betul-betul sosial.
Baik.
Mungkin Ica terjemahin dulu bahasa Inggris kali tadi yang barusan Gung Alit katakan.
So just like many other artists in Bali, Gung Alit with his families as well also play during the ritual or traditional ceremonies in his village and other villages in Bali. And beside that, he also performed in various international events in Bali, including the Gathering International Meeting in Bali. And during his performance in the ceremony or ritual, he sometimes plays selonding. So selonding is a very ancient instrument in Bali.
And also Bona Alit perform in events such as Miss World and Summit and other ceremonial. Pak, Bapak juga kan ini ya instrument maker, pembuat alat musik ya?
Ya senang.
Dan boleh ceritain nggak sedikit tentang alat yang Bapak buat, tongkat komando ya?
Ya ada beberapa jenis sih. Ya mungkin sampai saat ini kita sudah menciptakan hampir 20-an lah alat-alat musik baru. Tapi tetap itu terinspirasi dari beberapa alat musik etnik yang ada di seluruh dunia. Jadi kita mencoba mengemas. Kembali ke teori tadi, produksi dan inovasi.
Ya. keren sekali. Jadi terus produktif
Itu
juga
Ya,
ya,
tolong
Albert.
diterjemahin aja.
So,
Setelah itu
yeah.
mungkin kita buka ini untuk floor ya.
Alright,
Yes.
yeah. So Gung Alit said that he created several type of instruments, and so far he has created around 20 instruments. Although it is sort of new, but he emphasizes that the instruments he made was inspired by many ethnic instruments from all over the world. And up next, we would like to invite you to may have commentary or question to Gung Alit. And we are very fortunate because tonight we have one of our guests from Voice of America, a journalist. There is Naratama from Voice of America. Halo.
Halo, selamat pagi, selamat malam, good evening, good morning. What? So far so good. We try to survive from COVID-19 right now, and then I'm here, healthy, and good music is a good match.
Nara, Voice of America, also our very valuable and loyal partner. You know, the Voice of America always cover our program, and tonight also. And thank you so very much to Voice America, Nara. Now, in addition to Nara, I believe other staff of Voice of America have been watching us also. But now Nara Tama himself is here. So Nara, maybe I would like to hear your comment, your opinion, or even your suggestion for IMEX. Go ahead.
Well, first of all, I would like to thank you to Mas Frankie and all the friends who introduced this event. It's a very wonderful event. If you may know that a lot of Indonesian music needs to be promoted not only in the U.S. but also around the world. And one of the interesting story in the last 5 years is that most of the Indonesian traditional music have been, what can I say? They have been promoted to the world through the pop music. One of the example is Virginius. Virginius is very popular right now because of the only one song with Lati, and the song has more than 150 million downloaded on Spotify. And also there is also Simak Dialog, who use the band used the percussions, the Sundanese percussions. So I think we need more world music to be known and promoted around the world, and especially in the US. And my suggestion for the IMEX, I think first is the IMEX needs to be promoted well, and also needs to be part of the digital platform more. You know, put in more of music, because you have a very good content right now. You have Balinese contents, you have Sundanese contents, you have mixed contents, you have hip hop contents, you have everything. You have a good video, great video contents, and we need you. Please put this on the digital platform more. So it's gonna be very good for us, and then it's gonna be very easy for you to be known and also to be recognized around the world. And then my last suggestion is put the IMEX on the festivals, like being part of the international digital festivals like South by Southwest in Texas. Put if you have, maybe you can get fund from the Indonesian ministers of educations or promotions or tourisms. You can put you can have a booth in South by Southwest Festival, for example, and whenever you have a booth there, you can introduce the programs, and you can get more fun, and you can get more network. I think that's the best thing. That's the best thing that the IMEX can be developed in the futures. And for the last, I hope this event will be go forever. I'm not saying this is like annual event only for yearly. Even no, I'm gonna say that this event have to be go forever. Congratulations for IMEX.
Nara, that's very valuable insight. Let's hope that we will be able to do it in the future. Of course, with the support of everyone, media in particular, of course, government, and more important, even more, is so our musicians themselves, right? We need them to support us also, to convince everyone that they are they exist, and they deserve to have more attention, from everyone, so especially the group that I presented here. Yeah, again, I mentioned to you, and there were some questions also asking whether of this group are known in Indonesia or not. Yeah, they are known, but they're not mainstream music. So they're still, in my opinion, there's still lack of awareness about their existence here. And if you want to see them, you won't be able to see them in the main TV channel, for instance, commercial or even government TV channel. You can only see them on the stage of the festival. Well, some of us organize the event, like Nita itself has. So we have to organize event ourselves because no one exactly pay attention to us. So we organize, but that's it's good. I mean, we have no complaint about that. It encourage us to work for ourselves, right? So we don't depend to. But now, of course, we are very fortunate to have support from Ministry of Education and Culture, especially Directorate General of Culture, even more especially Directorate for Film, Music, and New Media. So this is us. Thank you so much, Nara. And of course, with your support also, all the way in New York, we need you. For sure. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you so much. And we would like to invite, if there's maybe another question or commentary from our viewers in Zoom.
Maybe we have someone,
Yeah,
Kompas?
I think Chiro want to say something.
Oh yeah, Chiro, go ahead.
Again, I would like to ask, you mentioned that they play their instruments in rituals and ceremonies. I would like to know what sort of rituals and ceremonies are they involved to play a traditional instrument? There's a question for Bona Alit band, for the leader.
For the question, tadi ditanya biasanya itu grup Bona Alit itu memainkan musik dalam acara ritual seperti apa, Pak?
Biasanya kita ada semacam upacara ritual mekarya gitu, istilah bahasa Balinya. Itu khusus upacara-upacara besar yang ada di Bali. Itu biasanya acaranya setahun sekali gitu. Tapi di banyak tempat, di banyak pura gitu.
Gung Alit biasanya mainkan musik apa kalau di dalam?
Itu gamelan, ada mulai dari gong kebiar, selonding, dan sejenis alat musik tradisi lainnya.
Alright, so Gung Alit say that usually he plays once in a year in a ritual ceremonies held in several temples in Bali. And during that ritual ceremonies that annually held, he usually play gong kebiar and then selonding and some instrument that come from the traditional roots of Bali.
Yeah, any more question?
Thank you.
Oh, have you been to Bali?
Unfortunately, would love to.
Be the reason for you next year to come to Bali for IMEX.
of so-called suggestion. I mean, again, let me thank you for opening the window on not mainstream music, on such a diversity of music. And we had the opportunity to learn a lot of things and to experience a lot of musicians and different musicians and different artists. In terms of my colleagues, already told you lots of important things. I would stress the idea of connection with international festival, for instance, where, for instance, you can propose exchanging. I mean, festival in Indonesia and festival around Europe or the US, other parts of the world, where you can maybe exchange musicians. I mean, musicians from Indonesia traveling to those festival and festival in Indonesia, inviting foreign artists. So it could be a good idea. I mean, to improve the connection. Also, you mentioned Ministry of Education, Culture, and Tourism. As Juan said, be inviting music journalists to have experience of the festival and to write and to maybe take people and cultural tourists to go to Bali and other places. I mean, other places in Indonesia. I'm enjoying the landscape, enjoying the food, enjoying the sea, enjoying culture, and also music. And of course, being present to the international world music fairs, so to have an idea what Indonesia is producing in such a variety of forms of music. That's basically what I think you could work on.
Thank you so very much, Zero. Yeah, we actually some of my other festival are international festival, and only this festival. I mean, this is not a festival. This is basically an expo. Also, I particularly focusing only in Indonesian music. But this is just the beginning. I would like to expand too. So, but my other festival, I run many other festival, annual festival in very exotic place like in Toraja, where you can still see living megalithic culture. They still buried the corpse in the cave, something like that. And I have festival in the middle of the ocean, the Togians Islands, consisting of 500 small islands, and I put the stage right on the ocean, like in the middle of the ocean. So that's another festival where the sea gypsy nomad live there. So like basically it's a nomad tribe living there. So those are my sort of international festival. I completely agree. I would love to have like more group from from abroad coming to my festival, because we can not only share ideas, but we can learn each other, and also for this IMEX, of course, I present in group that I'm expecting they can, as you said, they can get more international exposure, and with the hope they can like perform in international festival as well. They've been performing, but in my opinion, they still need more exposure and bringing the musical ideas from Indonesia. So thank you so very much. But I have to admit, I never really have a chance to invite foreign journalists to my festival. So hopefully next year, during IMEX, I will be able to bring you all. I mean, not only journalists, but someone like you, Chiro. You're a member of course, you're also, I understood you're running a radio program also in Italy. It's also very important. I mean, music host, music director for media, radio or print media also, that's very important. So I think you're quite right. We need to invite journalists more to our festival, and Nita is here also, and some my other colleague, Irwan Shah from Suara Sama also organized festival in Bath, and he listened to this also. I think we quite agree with you. So next time we hope we can be able to invite foreign journalists, not only musicians, but journalists also important, because we need someone to tell us what we are doing here. Yeah, no, this is the reason also. If we got good international exposure, I think the government would also love to have, will also support us. That's very important, because that's what I think basically we are also supporting government, to expose our cultural resources to the international world. So thank you so very much, Chiro. Thank you for your suggestion. Thank you.
right. Is there any more question? If no, maybe Nisha would lead us to another conversation about the instrument that Gung Alit brought tonight.
Pak, mau ceritakan alat yang dibawa?
Ya,
Ini tongkat.
ya
Komando
ini
itu ya?
tongkat komando yang kita buat sendiri.
Ajaib sekali.
Ya. Ya karena kita juga ini harus belajar memaknai di mana selama ini tongkat komando itu yang dibawa oleh pemimpin-pemimpin kita, menurut pandangan kami ada satu yang kurang. Jadi secara utuh ini kita tongkat. Tongkat itu artinya simbol kepemimpinan. Terus kalau ini dikeluarkan, ini ada senjata, ini simbol kesaktian, kecerdasan.
Keris itu ya, Pak?
Ya, jadi ada satu yang kurang, yaitu kasih sayangnya. Makanya di sini kami coba ininya ini ada suling. Jadi itu boleh coba kita mainkan ya. Nah, itu simbol kasih sayangnya di sana.
Lagi dong, Gung. More. That's too short. Go ahead. Maybe Icha want to translate what very important what Gung Alit said.
Yeah. So Gung Alit just presents a very interesting concept behind a new instrument that he created. So the instrument that he bring right now, namely stick of command, or maybe in the military we know it as a baton. And he also explained that the philosophy behind these instruments. So most of the time when we see the military baton, it is like the symbolize of leadership and also agility. But Gung Alit want to add another value. So inside that instrument, there is first dagger, or in Indonesia we know it as keris, and the dagger absolutely is the symbol of power and agility, and he want to add something that missing inside of, you know, like military, or maybe let's say in many leadership style in this world, one thing that miss is love.
Yeah.
And that's why inside his instrument there is not only dagger but also sort of flute. Yeah, flute, or in Indonesia you call it seruling.
Yeah.
And flute is the symbol of love.
Yeah.
And this is very beautiful meaning and philosophy.
Yeah.
And can you please play it one more time?
Yeah, longer.
Please shower us with love. Longer, please.
We need more love.
Thank you, Bapak. Terima kasih.
If you guys notice, Gung Alit play flute without stop. So he used what's so called circular breaths.
Circular breath.
Circular breaths is a typical technique for playing Balinese flute. So this is not Balinese flute, of course, made of bamboo, but this is made of wood. Very interesting. Use the same technique, yeah, Gung Alit. Yeah.
Wow,
Very interesting.
That's very, very interesting. And if any one of you want to say something, we still have time for you.
Ada teman-teman dari Tempo, dari Kompas mungkin, Mas Hilmi, Beli Arga, atau siapa lagi di situ?
Ada Ipik juga.
Ada di Zoom. Oh, Ipik. Ipik udah berapa hari aku perhatiin tapi masih diam aja. Ipik nih senior jurnalis, khususnya seperti saya bilang untuk seni, film, musik dan lain-lain. Mungkin Mas Ipik mau kasih komentar atau saran atau apa? Monggo Mas. Kalau nggak mungkin
Alright,
Mas
maybe
Helmi.
while waiting for Ipik or another question, Frankie, I would like to ask you about how to say it, like the organizer of this event and also next year's event. As we know that this event is hugely supported by the government, but beside that we also have Lokaswara, especially for this program as the designer and also the one who produced. Can you please explain us and maybe introduce us what or who is Lokaswara?
Okay, all right. Now I have to talk on behalf of Lokaswara. It's okay. Lokaswara is a what's it called? Maybe it's just institution. It's a company we want to. It was founded in the to be precise, early 1990s. Yeah, Lokaswara is an umbrella where that I used to organize a festival. Yeah, that's why I told you I run few festivals annually in different places. I just mentioned two of them, but of course not only music, because basically my field is interdisciplinary field. Yeah, I'm working as as a film composer also, and at York University I taught a new subject is called no media art. So my interest is rather broad. So I organize film festival also, but specifically ethnographic film festival. Yeah, under the umbrella of Lokaswara, and also I organize also new media art. Is something new here. So it's also very important. Yeah, new media art. We in addition to our cultural tradition, we need to know something that come from technological, advance. So new media art is quite new also in Indonesia. I organize that also. So other than that, of course, I organize like strictly cultural and sacred art also, especially during the total solar eclipse. I organize ritual. A festival. There's only ritual, only things related to ritual. So Lokaswara itself is the word that I sort of created, not created. I use from different roots basically. One is Loka, is a place, and of course Swara is sound. But if you combine together, the meaning is like the center of the sound in the universe. So it's very broad. So, and also that's actually, if you learn about Veda, then the whole world was created with one sound. With sound is Om, right? So that's basically how the Indian Veda understand how the word was created. So that word Lokaswara is basically a sacred word. So this is the center of the sound in the universe. Let's put it that way. That's why I also interested in things that relate to spirituality and to ritual and to anything that adding our horizon of life here.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's very connected with what Nita has said previously about how Indonesia can be one of the source of inspiration for the musician all over the world. Wow, thank you very much, Frankie. And we still have time for Ipik. Mas
Hilmi,
Ipik dan juga yang lainnya.
Arga. Otherwise, we might want to end this session here.
All right.
But before of that, we have a final closing statement from representative of the ministry who sponsor us, right? Is Mr. Dennison here? Is Dennison ready? Mr. Dennison will represent our Director General for Culture to give a closing statement of IMEX.
Right. So, as the representative of Bapak Hilmar Farid, there is Bapak Dennison Wicaksono, the Cultural Officer at the Directorate of Film, Music and New Media Ministry of Education and Culture of the Republic of Indonesia. Mr. Dennison, time is yours.
Is Mr. Dennison in here? If not, maybe we just close the session. So go ahead.
Oh, taping. All right.
Oh, okay.
So, in a minute,
Right.
we will see the live tape of his speeches. Okay. Is it ready? All right. So, our dear viewers, this is a speech from Dennison Wicaksono from the Ministry of Education and Culture of the Republic of Indonesia.
Hello, good evenings and greetings from Indonesia. The Indonesian Music Expo 2020 has reached its peak today. For a non-stop full 8 days, we have been presented with beautiful and attractive repertoire of musicians from all over Indonesia. They were from Aceh, East Nusa Tenggara, Central Sulawesi, West Java, Bali, North Sumatra, Yogyakarta, Molucas, Borneo, Riau, and many other places in Indonesian archipelago. This event has been broadcast online and has been watched by thousands of eyes and ears from all over the world. We hope that the Indonesian Music Expo 2020 becomes a meeting place for Indonesian musicians with the international community and will continue to create a creative collaborative work and exchange of cultural ambassadors between nations in the music field all over the world. On behalf of the Minister of Education and Culture, the Republic of Indonesia, we would like to thank you for enjoying our program. We hope that we can meet again in the following year. Have a good night, keep safe and healthy. Terima kasih.
Bapak Dennison Wicaksono as the Cultural Officer from the Directorate of Film, Music and New Media. Thank you very much for the support to us. And before we end this, we would like to say thank you again to Pak Gung Alit. Matur suksema Pak Gung sudah berbagi keindahan untuk kita hari ini. Mudah-mudahan tahun depan Pak ya kita bisa kumpul dengan Mbak Nita juga dan semua musisi terbaik Indonesia di IMEX 2021. So viewers, we have come to the very end of Road to IMEX 2021, and obviously we have seen impressive performances of total 15 of the best world music groups from Indonesia. And definitely we have some great and important and interesting conversations with the musicians that shared not only their musical journey but also their activism, their dream about the future of world music of Indonesia. And Frankie, I know you would like to say thank you personally to all the group. So please.
Yeah, I would like definitely to thank every group that were presenting here for the past 8 days. Sometimes I myself even amazed what we are doing. This is 8 days straight sort of festival, and thank God finally give us this nice weather. The first couple days we've been like facing natural challenging, like they were like pouring heavily raining in our place, so we got some bad connection because of the raining. So I would like, of course, to apologize to our viewers if you have some inconvenience during the first 2 days, the first 2 days of our event. And I definitely thank to all the musicians. Mr. Dennison has mentioned I brought musicians, let's say from Aceh, Rafli Kande, and then Medan Suara Sama, and I thank especially to Iwan and Rita. They were here accompanying us for the past 8 days. And also we have Rio Rhythm from coastal area of West Sumatra. And then all the way to Jakarta, Nita Aartsen also representing Jakarta. Although Nita live in Bali.
Nita lives
like
everywhere in the world
actually. So, and also of course we have from Jakarta we have ensemble. Thank you to Henry Desmal who were here also. From Jakarta we moved to West Java, to Bandung in particular, Samba Sunda. Thank you to Ismet Ruhimat. And then moved to Yogyakarta. Also thank you to Kwa Etnika that was founded by late of Jaduk Ferianto, a good friend of mine. And then we moved to Bali. Now because this is Bali, we have more group from Bali. So Gung Alit in particular, thank you so much Gung Alit. And we have Kuno Kini also. And we have Suar Agung also, Bali, but very far north, like in Jembrana, yeah. And Nita again, Nita is here, Ubud, right? So Nita both, Jakarta and Bali. All right, and then from there we moved to Kupang, eastern part of Indonesia. From Kupang, we have Marinus Kevin and VJ Beats. Thank you to them. And then from Kupang, we cross the ocean, we go to Borneo, eastern part of Borneo. Thank you to Bayu, the leader of Tingkilan. And then from Borneo, we move to Central Sulawesi. We met, thank you for Pak Lavante from Daden Date, group called Daden Date, very ancient type of music. And then last but of course not least is from Moluccas, you know, from Ambon in particular, we have the Hawaiian Sami was here. So I want to thank you all. Hopefully next year we will be able to bring your group to Ubud from wherever you are and doing live performances. Yeah, so we were actually well prepared already to have it, but due to pandemic we have to postpone next year. So next year we will turn the entire Ubud into the village. I mean, it is a village of music, yeah, but this is a big village. Ubud is a village, not yet town, but big village. So I'm going to turn, you will see music in every corner of Ubud next year, hopefully.
Yeah.
With this group
great.
and even more,
Yeah.
because these are main group. I still have many other groups. They're not here right now, but they will be here next year during the live event. So, and thank you to you too, our wonderful, very pretty host, and doing quite well. We thought you too. I don't know how to present this wonderful event. Thank you to Friska. Thank you to Icha. Icha is all the way from Medan. Friska is from here, from Bali. So, and of course, I thank you again to our friend journalists, you know, Juan Antonio Vargas from Spain, Chiro also, and also, of course, Simon, and also Charlie, and who else do we have?
From the Indonesia.
Yeah,
and
from
VOA.
Indonesia, Kompas, and many others. We have also Brahim Esmanet, festival director, and Arno Kokoski from Tong Tong. We have quite a few festival directors been watching us also, and I cannot name them. And also many musicians, they watch on YouTube, and from all over the world, basically from Canada, from United States, from everywhere. So, well, I'm so sorry if I forgot to mention it, but I want to thank you all. Of course, I want to thank my staff also, a wonderful IC staff from Ubud Creative House. Been struggling how to make this really well. Thank you everyone there, and my production staff, my artistic staff, and of course to my show director. Yeah, this is Satya Cipta. She's can we call her here? Satya, can you come here? So maybe people want to see behind the scene.
All right.
Is she there? Satya,
We would
can
like
you
to
come
say
here?
hi as well to our team. There is
Yeah.
Keduk, Simon, Mesak, Derry, Lucy, Anggi, Fadol, and Dewa Abu.
And also there's Ai, Amo, Angga, Henry Desmal, Rama, Mankul, Teddy, and Mr. Agus.
All right, and obviously our very talented show director,
Yeah.
Satya Cipta. Could you please come here?
Come here. This is Satya Cipta.
Show director.
This is our show director, who the most busiest person behind the scene. You're directing us, everyone else here. So maybe it's time we can bring Henry Desma also, our state manager, a floor manager.
Of course. Please welcome
Yeah.
Henry
Mr. Henry
Desmal.
Go to get in here. This is He's a member of ensemble. Yeah, I want to thank Indonesian National. These are two main what do you call person who run the whole show. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much to Satya and to Henry. All right. Go ahead.
Thank you, guys.
And for our dear viewers, we hope all the sessions that we gave are meaningful, particularly to support our musicians and to give more exposures that they deserve. We do hope to see you in person next year in IMEX 2021 that is planned to be held at the 1st until 4th of July in Ubud, Bali.
And obviously, stay in touch with us through our website www.indonesianmusicexpo.com and follow our social media, Facebook and Instagram at Indonesian Music Expo. You can also rewatch our event for this past 8 days through our YouTube channel Loka Suara Project. And last but not least, we would like to say sincerely thank you to our partners. Thank you to Songlines, Voice of America, Ubud Creative House, Cokorda Ngurah Suyatnya, and Museum Yana Tilem.
We would also like to thank you to Chris Lambi, Charlie Kroijmans, Juan Antonio Vasquez, Music Connect Asia, Metro TV, Masima Radio Network, Iwan Fals, Ciro De Rosa, Brahim Masnet, Trans Global Radio, World Music Chart, Tempo Magazine, Compass Magazine, and Indo Music Gram.
All right, and with this, all the programs of Road to Indonesian Music Expo have been completed. We thank you very much for your kind attendance, support, and active engagement during this past 8 days. So, again, see you next year, obviously, on IMEX 2021. Goodbye for now. Thank you. Bye.
Indonesian Music Expo.